everyone, and a very warm welcome. Oh, that's like a bit of a tongue twister. A very warm welcome to all of you. I am so glad that you have found your way to my channel and to my little corner on the internet. It's very, very fun to see you here. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. I am procrastinating a bit. I need to go out and return a book to the library, but on my weather app it says thermal sensation of -18 today. So I am doing this video in hope that the sun will give some more warmth, even though the winter sun is not giving a lot of warmth these days. It's a new year. That's so crazy. I think I feel like 2023 just went by really fast, but at the same time it really like crawled its way to the end, you know. And I hope that this new year will have a lot of knitting and a lot of crafting, and then a lot of new ideas and inspiration for me. And I do have some projects on my needles already, and yeah, I just hope that it will be a good knitting year. But today I will talk about and show you all of my accessory knits that I have made, or the ones that I still have in my possession, because I have done a bit of gift knitting, so I don't have all of them still here. But the ones that I do have, I will show you. So let's just jump right into it, I think. So I will start with some mittens that I have, and I think these are the only finished mittens or half mittens that I have made. I know that I started on, no, I've done some crochet mittens also, but I don't know where they are. Probably in my basement or something. But okay, anyway, I have made a pair of half mittens. I call these my photography mittens, because the idea was that I would have these when I'm out taking pictures. I have an analog camera, so I need to be able to have my hands free to like fiddle with the settings and everything. But these ones are quite a fail. I'm starting with a fail. I mean, everything cannot turn out good all the times. But it has this beautiful braid at the center, but they turned out really, really big. And these are knitted in a drops yarn. I don't remember which one. I will write it somewhere if I can find which yarn I used, but as you can see, they have grown so much. They are huge, and I have tried to block them, but that didn't work, sadly. So it's a bit of a disappointment. I'm thinking of unravel the whole thing and make a new pair, but I don't know if I have the time and energy for that now. Maybe later in the spring, we will see. But then I have also another pair of half mittens that I use a lot. I even use them at work sometimes because it gets quite cold. They also have this beautiful braid at the center. And for neither of these I didn't follow a pattern. I just free-handed them, you can say. So I call these one my Arwen half mitts. I also have my Arwen full mitts that are also covered for the top of the fingers. These ones are knitted in Drops Nepal. It's a yarn that I absolutely love. It's so soft and they come in such wonderful colors, in my opinion. I have a sweater just behind my camera, or it's a cardigan that I knitted in Drops Nepal that I will show you in another podcast episode that I just finished. It's laying there to dry because I blocked it. But yeah, these ones I use all the time. I have used them for my inventories. When I did inventories for my master thesis, I have been studying bees, wild bees, sand bees, and I needed my fingers free to be able to like take the bees from the I'm not gonna explain that now, but I have used them a lot. These ones are a very precious possession of mine and a knit that I just really, really love. And like I said before, I have them also with the full top. These ones are not knitted in a drops yarn. This is leftover yarn from the green sweater that I made, that I showed in my last podcast episode, the very first sweater that I ever knitted. So this is Samnes yarn, and it is, let me see if I remember what the name is, alpaca wool. I think it's just called alpaca wool. It's like 50-50 alpaca and cheap wool. Yeah, in this lovely forest green color. These ones I use all the time in the winter, but now that it is -18, just wearing these are not enough. I need to have like a thin layer of like a under mitten, and then I can have these on top. Layering is key in cold climates. But yeah, so this is from scrap yarns. I love using scrap yarns if I have the chance to do that, and if I have some yarn in my stash that is suitable for it. So those are my mittens. I have not gift knitted any mittens so far. I am thinking of doing it for next Christmas, but now I don't have done that. All right, that was mittens. Let's move on to what's next in my pile. Socks. I have 2 pair of socks to show you. First off, we have these ones. They are knitted in Järbo raggi, and they have this beautiful, like, not tweed looking not pattern, but like coloration. No, it's not tweed looking. It's more like let's say a speckled coloration. Oh, sorry, my hair is everywhere, even in my socks. Like in all my knits that I have unfortunately some pieces of hair that might be disgusting to some of you, but I cannot control where my hair goes, sadly. But yeah, anyway, they're knitted in Järbo raggi. I really, really like this coloration, and I remember that I used, I think, 1 needle size smaller than recommended, because I also follow the Järbo tutorial on how to knit these socks, and I don't remember the original needle size. Maybe it was like 4, 5, 4 probably. My memory is not with me today. But yeah, and the reason why I went down is because this is the second pair of socks that I knitted. These are my first pair. This is also with Järbo raggi, and you can just see the difference. Like if I take these two, the first pair, the blue ones or the purple ones that I knitted, they are massive. My gauge was so incredibly off. I don't know why, because usually I don't knit that loose, I think, but for socks I do for some reason. So it's just a very telling example of how changing your tension and your gauge, how that can influence the final result, because this is the same yarn. I just went down a needle size on the beige ones, and I think I held it a little bit more tight. But yeah, that's how it can go sometimes. But I really, really love this color, and I have still 1 skein, I think. Yeah, 1 skein left of this one. It reminds me a bit of a blueberry forest. And I also have 1 skein of this. So I'm thinking of making another pair where I have like the cuff in this purple yarn, and then making the foot in the beige one, and then the toe in the purple one. We will see. I am very much inflicted by the second sock syndrome. Whenever I finish one sock, you have to do another one, but that is so boring in my opinion. So I have one sock laying and then I just take a very long time to make the other sock. So we will see if I need a pair of socks again. I'm sure I will. Socks are great. I need socks in the cold weather that we have. But I also knitted a pair of socks that I don't have anymore because it was a gift knit to my best friend. He is also a biologist, so I thought that for his birthday he also needed to have some warm toasty feet. And I knitted them also in Jadboragi, but in a red color, and I called them the dragon sock. He is a big fan of dragons, obsessed with dragons, you could say. So I named them the dragon socks because of that. But yeah, I use the same pattern for all of them. It's the Jarbos how to knit a sock pattern. Do I have anything more I wanted to say about these? No, I don't think so. Okay, and then next up, where should I put this? Let's put it over here. Next up, we have a small scarf that I have been using. I made this one in the spring and I have been using it the entire spring and now the entire autumn and the entire winter. In summer it's too warm. It's a yarn that I got in Belgium when I visited my boyfriend, and it was a baby alpaca, and it is this beautiful speckled, sorry, it's a bit like mushed up, I have used it a lot. It's this beautiful speckled coloration. I just love all the colors in this one. Like, they have all my favorite colors, green, and then some mauve, some purple, some beige, and then a little bit of like orange yellow thing. The pattern is from Drops Design. I believe it's called a pomegranate shawl. Yeah, but on my Ravelry I call this one Daisies in Danse, because I got it in Danse and they have a lot of daisies there, and the colors also remind me of the colors of a daisy. So I thought that would be great. So it's just one of those small shawls that you could have like underneath your, well, maybe this looks a bit funny now because my hair is in the way. Sorry. But yeah, it's just one of those small shawls that you can have underneath your jacket if it's getting a bit chilly. I'm thinking of making another one like this in a much thicker yarn to make it even bigger and even warmer, so that I can have it even when it's really cold temperatures, because then I find that this one is a little bit too small. I would like some more warmth around my décolletage, what is it called, neck décolletage thing. So I think that making a bigger one in a bigger yarn would be a good idea. I also made I followed the same pattern, and I made a shawl for my dad using the leftover yarn. So I had some yarn in my stash from the blue sweater that I made for my grandmother. I had some yarn left over from that, and I made him one of these shawls for Christmas. But that one I don't have because my dad has it, so I cannot show it, but I have made another one of these. And those two are the only shawls, like these type of shawls, that I've ever made. And then I have like the bigger scarf that I showed in my last podcast episode, but that's more of like a throw on over the shoulders. I don't ever wear it around my neck to warm myself like that. So yeah, the only shawls that I have made so far, but I really want to make some more. All right, now we just have hats left, or headpieces. I don't remember, I'm not gonna go through like the order that I made them because I haven't done it before with these things. Also, I apologize for my wrinkly shirt, but I was a bit too lazy to iron it, and I'm here to show the truth, and this is the truth of my life, I guess you could say. So yeah, I apologize for my wrinkly shirt. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it, maybe then you wouldn't have noticed, but anyway. We have first one headband to show. This is knitted in Drops Air. Yeah, Drops Air in a beautiful green, maybe like salvia colored. Yeah, it's also a Drops pattern. I believe it's the Winter Smiles pattern, the headband Winter Smiles, or if it's the hat that is called Winter Smiles. I will write it somewhere, the pattern name. This one I don't use that often, sadly enough, because it is very cold. Like, I feel like whenever it's a small wind, it just reaches my ears and they get freezing. So I don't feel like this headband is doing that much, really. But I also made, I can show you the color because this is the also leftover yarn from my grandmother's sweater the sweater I made for my grandmother. And I had a lot of these skeins left, so I have made a headband also in this yarn. We can move on to this one as I'm holding it. So yeah, and this hat is the last, I used the last skeins for it. So from all of the skeins that I bought for the sweater, I have made this sweater, I have made this hat, I have made a headband, and I also made the scarf for my dad. So I have had a lot of use of my stash, which I'm thankful for. It's really good using up some of your stash. Something that I don't do enough. But this hat, it's a birthday present for my mom. When this video is out, it has been her birthday, so I'm not spoiling anything. But I told her that I was knitting this for my friend, that I got a commission. Because I had to knit on this during Christmas, because I knew that I would not have enough time to finish it before her birthday. So she was there in the room while I knitted her Christmas gift, or birthday gift. But I told her that it was for my friend. So I think she will have a bit of a surprise when this is appearing in her birthday present, or in her gift package. But I hope she will be happy with it. She has had on her wish list a thinner hat, so I hope that she will be pleased with it. I haven't blocked it yet. I need to block it because somehow my knitting tension got a bit shifted throughout the work. It's much looser at the bottom than it is here in the top part, so I will see if some blocking can fix that. Hopefully it will. The last two hats that I have to show is, we start with this one. This is the Winter Smiles pattern from Drops Design. It's also in Drops Air, so I knitted this one first and then I had some yarn left, so I knitted the headband. And the same goes for this one. It's a bit too cold for me. Whenever there's wind outside, it just blows right through it, and my ears, they are not as warm and toasty as I want them to be, sadly. But I really do like the decreases you do at the top. They look really gorgeous, like a spiral thing. I hope everything is in focus, by the way. The way that I have my camera, I cannot see, or my phone, I'm filming on my phone, then I cannot see if it's in focus or in picture. So fingers crossed that it is. So yeah, a bit too cold, and therefore I knitted this one. I don't remember the pattern, but I know that this is with Drops Wish, which is knitted on 7 or 8 millimeter needles. And this one creates a bit denser fabric. So this one definitely keeps my head and ears warm and toasty as I need them to be. And I have used this one a lot. I remember I started on this one when I lived in Belgium, and I have used it during all my stay there during the winter, and then now that I'm back home in Sweden again, I have just used it whenever it's cold. This is my go-to hat. Yeah. I don't have that much more to say about it, I think. I love the color. I love green, as you have noticed already, probably. Yeah. Those are all my accessory knits that I can wear. I do have one of these hats on my needles right now for my grandpa. He saw this one when we were there celebrating Christmas, and he really wanted one, so I told him that I would cast on one and make him one. It's also in green. And then I have this yarn, Drops Wish, in red that I'm gonna cast on for when my boyfriend comes here in February. He doesn't have a hat, and he needs a hat if he's coming here in during the Swedish winter. So I'm gonna make him a hat also. Hopefully it's not gonna be too itchy. He tried on my green hat when I visited him last time, and he said it was a little bit itchy. So hopefully he can just power through. I mean, you don't wear a hat like the entire day. So yeah. And it's yarn that I have in my stash, so I want to use that. I do have some other like home decor stuff, or like, I guess you can call them accessories because they are not garments to wear, that I can show also. I have made a pencil case. I crocheted a pencil case, but then I have fabric underneath because otherwise the pens would just fall out. So yeah, pencil case. Oh, I cannot open it like that. Really easy to make. I wanted something cute for my studies. And then I have also started on, it is supposed to be a bathroom hanger. So I have one pouch here, and then I have another set of these to like hang underneath, or maybe the idea was to have it on top of like that, something, so that I can put some bathroom things in there, hair tools, hairsprays, stuff like that. But this one has been in the making for over a year. After I finished like the pouch things, I just got really tired of doing this project, so it has just been laying on top of my shelf for a while. I also have a tablecloth on my kitchen table that I crocheted a few years ago, and this, it's a case for my sunglasses. Some quick knits. I don't know if you can call them accessory knits, but I mean, they're not garments, so I guess you can do that. I'm thinking, do I have anything else? No, I think those are it. So that was it. That is all of the items that I have to show you today. Now I'm gonna go and return that book, and I also need to practice my presentation speech, because on Monday, January 8th, I am presenting my master thesis that I've been working on for an entire year. So that is very exciting, but also nerve-wracking. I will have 30 minutes presentation and then 30 minutes question time from my professors and other students. But I'm sure it's gonna go well. I mean, I have worked with this for not over a year, but for a year. The entire spring and summer and autumn and now the winter, so I feel like I do know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, we will see. It's very nerve-wracking having to speak in front of a lot of people, I feel like. So I need to practice before I have my presentation. So enough rambling for me. Thank you so much for watching and for being here with me today. I hope that you have maybe gotten some inspiration and feel like you want to try maybe knitting. I don't know if you've been thinking of knitting socks, then go ahead and do it. It's not as scary as it seems. It's just be aware that you can be inflicted by the second sock syndrome. It's not a dangerous thing. It's just you will just end up with having one sock and that's it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a nice morning or evening or day or night or whenever it is you're watching this one. And I hope to get back to you soon with a new podcast episode or like a knitting vlog or something. And in the meanwhile, take care. Okay, bye.